Off the mic is okay. She off the mic.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Can in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mic, but thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Poor man picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This man not the off in mind.
Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo.
Maiyegun la wa mo, la mo do 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 do.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Maiyegun la wa mo, la mo do 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 do.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Maiyegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Share the broadcast. Invite your friends. Invite everyone and let them know that Maiyegun is live.
Bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Bó bá ṣe eré, àní Maiyegun máa wí.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré.
Good evening to you. Good afternoon to you. Good morning to you from wherever you are watching from. Yes, this is Maiyegun live. Share the video. If you are watching me on YouTube, you know, you can copy the link or you can share the video right there under this broadcast, okay? If you are using your device, not the TV. If you're watching me on Facebook, thanks for joining me, okay? You are one of the lucky ones who probably get the notification. So not everyone gets it anymore on Facebook. So thank you for joining me. Share the broadcast. Maybe you can also invite somebody. Let them know that Maiyegun is live. They declared Igboho wanted. That is unacceptable. They also criminalized wearing charms. That is also unacceptable because we have faced so many failures, so many disappointments from so many quarters where we expected refuge since this onslaught started. But we have received none. And now we are watching them criminalizing Sunday Igboho for doing nothing. At the same time, criminalizing wearing your charm, our charm. They call it the devil's, whatever they call it, yeah? Now, we are also, systematically, without probably paying attention, agreeing with them, they're wearing a charm. An African charm is a crime now, and they will always be associated with crime. That is unacceptable. I want to talk about it tonight. I have good news for you, my friends. They are good news to me, right? And I think if they are good news to me, they should be good news to you too. And from what we have received, the report we have received, I can tell you, my dear brothers and sisters, Biafrans, your journey is closer. Let me say, your destination is closer than the long journey you have embarked upon for a long time. It is closer. I have the good news about the fact that what is happening right now in Nigeria might actually be a trap, a second one that the lifeless Boko Haram and his jihadist team, a bait they grabbed. A lot will still unfold. But I can tell you, there is some good news from that I'm going to share with you tonight. If you have the time, stay back, enjoy. Again, we want to, again repeat this, that the death of Jumoke, the 14-year-old young lady killed by the trigger-happy Nigerian policemen in Lagos State yesterday, July 3rd, 2021, that the blood of Jumoke remains remains the soil in the hands of Alhajas, the Nigerian government, starting from Boko Haram, who unleashed terror on us for being Yorubas. Remember that. The terror they unleashed on us in Lagos State yesterday, that people, resisted, was an attack on us as a people, orchestrated by Boko Haram. That's what we have become in Nigeria. As for Thifnumbu and the rest of them who did other groundwork for them, who wanted to turn yesterday's rally to a morning rally for us, where we will be probably crying that they killed Sunday Igboho. And for those who are also paying for his blood, I have a good news for you. You are going to wait for a very long time, because the campaign right now that every reasonable Yoruba son and daughter should be championing from home and abroad is the fact that we will not accept the criminalization of a Sunday Igboho for standing up for the Yoruba people, which many have sold off for a pot or a plate of porridge. So that is something, as a Yoruba man or a Yoruba woman watching me right now, that is something you have to take to heart. You must never, ever accept or justify whatever trash they push forward there to tell you that you should see Sunday Igboho as a criminal. He is not one. And as for our own brethren and comrades kidnapped from Sunday Igboho's house, they did nothing. And from what we have heard as well, they said they are going after Sunday Igboho's financiers, those who are giving him the money. That is another goose chase, I would say, because we fund every activity of the Yoruba Nation campaigners in Nigeria. So they would have to do a lot of traveling, a lot of kidnappings. I'm talking about tens of thousands of people. You, me, every one of us who genuinely believe that as much as we have been treated so bad in Nigeria, we deserve to be on our own. So they will have to track all of us down. So these guys committed no crime. Do not join them in justifying it, and leave those on boot slaves alone, please. Leave them alone. They wish they were free, and you don't understand how to live under that mental slavery, something that tells you that you are not enough, you are not good enough. Therefore, you dare not challenge what the lunatics in power thrown at you. So leave those ones alone. I'm talking to you, the ones they are trying to agree with them that self-defense or a call for self-determination is a call for war. You should never accept that. We will save them as much as we can because they have no idea what they are into. However, we won't accept that. And that is exactly what we should all be doing right now. From every platform to platform, Igboho is not wanted. Those who wanted Igboho are those who watched us killed, our villages ransacked, our people become refugees, living in refugee camps in Nigeria and outside Nigeria, where nobody want to talk about them. Therefore, they are wrong. And listen, they may be flexing all the powers they have now. Okay? It is understandable. They say you can't fight government. Of course you can't fight government. But do you also know that the government can't fight the people and win? Of course government can't fight people and win. Now, Igboho is not fighting government, but it is now obvious and clear that the government is fighting. That regime, tyrannical regime of Buhari, is fighting the Yorubas, using Yorubas to decimate Yoruba, and then leave us with nothing. You remember when they criminalized Ghana in Benue? Many people didn't understand then. Why would Ghana be sending people to the forest? They didn't know. So the Fulani propaganda worked. Therefore, many people from outside Benue saw Ghana as a terrorist and as a criminal. Just same way they are trying to make you see Sunday Igboho. Until they killed Ghana and then descended on Benue, turned Benue Valley to graveyard. Today, you know the story. Now, Sunday Igboho did not wake up one morning and said, hey, Oduduwa chose me. I'm going to be the Oduduwa leader. Don't let those little minds, those unboot slaves, obedient fools, who continue to repeat the same lie again and again and again in order to sound like it's the truth. I am talking to you now as a Yoruba man, as a Yoruba woman. I am talking to you to let you know that, you see all that is going on right now? They have already, they were already planned. They are just like face by face activity, terrorism that is going to envelop us and shock us. It will choke us beyond your imagination. But do you know why this seems to be coming faster than they planned? Because people knew and they will respond. This response they are getting was never anticipated or something. They never saw that coming. They thought politically they have conquered us. They thought religiously they have also conquered us. And they also thought with the level of the message of fear, the fear mongering, they have scared us into our closets. Then suddenly a voice came from what you can call the wilderness of our lost. And that voice became the biggest voice ever, at least in the last decade in Yoruba land. The voice became so big, so loud, that those who thought they were the voice of the people became intimidated, threatened, and felt like they are about to lose the crown, which they've lost for a very long time. But if not for the violence they unleash on the people, they would have become history themselves. Igboho did not choose this. Nigeria that is strangulating us as Yoruba people, stealing our resources, sharing it among themselves, leaving our people in poverty, in penury, in economic ruin, our young people without skills or education to qualify them or prepare them for the challenges that this world today poses to these young stars all over the world. We watch them plunder our resources. We watch them. We complain, we lament, we cry. Then every one of us that try to make a move and ask questions are either exterminated or completely locked up. We watch all of that. Those who should be speaking for us, they speak like me. They look like me. Probably many of them actually worships like me. But yet, they would never, ever boldly come out and speak like the normal people who have become not just the victims of the terrorism. When I said Igboho did not choose this, it is pretty much like the same as saying, look at Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He did not choose this. This Nigeria, the injustice, the impunity, the inequality, the nepotism forced this on every one of the people who are now standing up and asking for Biafra. You have no idea. How did Sunday Igboho become an household name? A name that gives a ray of hope to the people traumatized by their own government. Ray of hope. Hope that should come from those who are parading themselves as Yoruba leaders. Don't forget that. When they kept quiet, Igboho came out. He risked it all, including his life and his livelihood, his family and friends. When those who should speak for us kept quiet. Don't ever forget that. And whenever they ever say something, what do they tell us? They warn us. That's what they do. We are warning all of you, these people. We warn you. Shut up your mouth. Don't try to create. We warn you. There is no room for, oh, let's look into why you are angry. Let's look into why it is so difficult to get you young people to work with us. I mean, something like conversational. So, but they are doing something that you are helping them to do, and you are hurting yourself. They gaslight people. They gaslight them for you to mob. And you are doing exactly that. Sunday Igboho could be enjoying his life like me and you. He's somebody that actually enjoys lives. You know him. He has his family abroad like many of you. He can be in any country he wants to be anytime he wants to, as long as the plane flies, whenever he wants to. He can sit down and watch the video like me and you right now, talking about Nigeria problem, and then that's it. But he took it beyond that. He risked it all. peacefully telling the people to do the right thing. From the beginning of this year, after the attack in Egongon, Sunday Igboho kept asking the Yoruba leaders, the Yoruba Obas, the political leaders, please speak up, stand up, defend Yoruba land, say something, do something. They are killing our people. Say something. Many of you were mocking him. You are waiting for a day that they will chase him like a common criminal when he is not one. He kept being nice. And then here we are. They attacked him, attacked his house, and gleefully, they attacked us and our belief. Listen, I have lived long enough to tell some of you about my childhood that is so different from what they are now forcing on many, many people today. Religion. I grew up hearing about people in northern Nigeria killing people, killing Christians because they are angry at something. That's how I grew up. I never, ever witnessed any time they will say, oh, a Muslim man or an Islamic northerner was killed simply because somebody insulted Jesus. I didn't witness that. So when you talk about religion and religious wahala, those were the things we grew up knowing. We didn't know that it is deeper. It was so deep that it was actually in everything, until somebody like me grew up to realize how much of deceit and lies we have been fed with. And all of this are to keep us completely divided, undermined. It is not just the Oyinbos that took everything away from us. Because I know my friends who can easily blame the Oyinbos. So easy. We blame people a lot. Victimhood, the victim mentality. But there is also something called self-hate. When you hate everything about yourself or you deny it, you don't want to use the word. I hate it. I'm a Yoruba man. I am supposed to be a traditionalist, right? That is who my ancestors were. But evolution, changes, finally brought religion, other faith, who now have large followings. But even upon that, in Yoruba land, when I was growing up, you will see this family, they will say, oh, this man has 5 children. He himself is Alhaji. Is maybe 2-3 wives. They are Alhajas, or 2 Alhajas, 1 Iya. In Yoruba land, that's how we grew. You see that Alhaji that has 5 children with 3 wives, his own father may actually be Oluwo Akpenola. Now, which means, look at that changes. The father, a traditionalist, a core Yoruba, bona fide, blue, red-blooded Yoruba son, which your ancestors were. But you found faith, which is great. Great. So when Oyinbo said they brought the faith, which is brilliant, many people have seen salvation through that. Many people have found peace. Many people have found everything they wanted in life, purpose, everything. And I respect that. But you see that Alhaji, whose father is Oluwo, whose mother is Yaorisha. They were not Muslims, they were not Christians. But he chose to be a Muslim, a cleric who read a lot about Islam, and he's building his family, Now, you would expect that, okay, maybe all his family will be Muslims. No, that's not how we were raised in Yoruba land. I don't know about you. Please, I grew up in Ijebu. And listen, when you grew up in areas where I grew up, you can tell the real thing about the Yoruba people. It doesn't matter whether you are from Egba, whether from Oyo, whether you are from Ondo, whether you are Egun, whatever you are, you as a Yoruba man, if you grew up where I grew up, and same thing applies to every one of us who is a Biafran. Now, Alhaji, who has 5 children, he will likely raise these children as Abdulatif, Saida, Shadia, Abdul Hakim. Hakim. You know that he will give them all that names, raise them that way. But in their journey of life, Hakim may become John. Saida may change her name and become, give me a name, Elizabeth. Because she is converted to another religion that suits her purpose, right? And she's living her life. She will take her own husband home. She will do her own traditional wedding, and at the same time do the church wedding where her father, Alhaji, and other Alhajas, they will attend the wedding, and no animosity, no anything like, hey, sit back, look away, be careful, they are not, you know what I mean? That's how I grew up. Until people started talking about Holy Spirit, until people started talking about Holy Ghost, until people started talking about things that are pretty much bigger. They can't explain it. You don't understand it until you join Pentecostal, until you know that this and that. Meanwhile, there's also one more thing about it. Alhaji will send his children to Methodist High School, Methodist St. Paul Primary School. His children will be studying Quran, but for the formal education, they will go to St. Paul Primary School, get formal education. He has no problem with that. His children will graduate from primary school and they will go to St. Baptist High School to get higher education. That was who we are. We were. Until this now came. Until we grew up, we realized that Bokwari, who happens to be an ethno-religious fanatic, somebody who will promote one ethnic above the other, one religion above the other, and he is also a fanatic in doing it, was given power in Nigeria. And today in Yoruba land, you will now see some people who will tell you that it is all right to kill somebody because they didn't believe in the faith. Then you will see some people, they will say to your face, you are going to hellfire because you don't believe in our faith. Oh, you are still Muslim Christian doing that too? Oh, you walk into the room and then put on your cowries, put on your everything. They will say, hey, every people have come. Oh, they will try to walk away from you. You know yourselves. Serve 8. Serve 8. Oyibo did not teach you that. You taught yourself that. That's what you did. And if you found yourself in this bracket, I am saying this not to challenge your faith, okay? I am saying it that when I was growing up, tolerance of belief and faith was something that was so unique to us as a Yoruba people. And that is exactly how we related with other people from other nationalities in Nigeria. Whether you are a Fulani, whether you are a Yoruba, you are an Igbo man, a Biafran, or wherever you come from. It is that same mentality, that same hospitality, that same acceptability, that same plurality. You know what I mean? That same thing that we share when it comes to religion, trade, everything. That was the Yoruba land I grew up in. It wasn't a Yoruba land that I should blame Igbos for the unemployment in Yoruba land. I should blame Igbos for the corruption and underdevelopment of Yoruba land. I should look for somebody to blame when those who are saddled with it speak my language. I don't understand Fufude. I don't speak Hausa. I don't understand anything so much from Igbo language. and so many other languages in Nigeria, a country of over 250 ethnic nationalities, a country that has a population, a country that has a nationality that speak over 250 languages, different languages. So I didn't grow up to be an hateful Yoruba man or woman, or to discriminate and tell you that because you don't believe in my religion, you are going to hell. Or because of what you are doing here. Oh, look at you, all these dirty, dirty things. What are you doing? The devil dwelled there. But when I looked around, I found Alhajis, Alhajas, deacons, pastors, reverend, among those who claim to be your political leaders, the criminals who are looting you, planning and killing you every day. I see them and then I ask, what happened to that faith? Because those ones have used that faith to manipulate you and then make you get offended if somebody should point that out. Or what do you make of this? The Dunamis Church in Abuja, where young people who were wearing the Buhari must go t-shirt, and they attended the church service, house of God, somewhere that if the whole world is after you, you should be able to run into church and take refuge, and you will be protected. You'll be provided for. You'll be taken care of. That was the Yoruba land I grew up in, when missionaries were building schools, when churches were building schools, when schools were in fact free. When Ansaru and the rest of them, all these Islamic missions, when they were building schools, because he who build schools, he who opened the door to a classroom is shutting a door to the prison. The criminals you have today, shouting Allah, shouting Jesus, shouting God, shouting all of these things to manipulate you, using that same religion and telling you that if I wear a cowrie, I must be a criminal. I must be into something really, really terrible, right? They won't walk into a house and say, oh, we walk into this house, we saw 1,000 Bibles. This must be for crime. Arrest the Bible. They won't walk into a house and say they found 1,000 Qurans in a storage and say, 1,000 Quran, this must be for crime. Arrest the Qurans. But you clap for them. You mock yourselves, because as a Yoruba man, that is who you are. Let me take this. They tell you to deny yourselves because you have a new faith. Then they tell you to disrespect the one that is actually you, even if you don't follow it anymore. They said they arrested Sunday Igboho's traditional bulletproof jacket, and you are gleefully laughing. Is that not a mockery of the lunatics who call themselves security agents? That they don't believe in charms, but yet they arrested charms, displayed charms to tell you that, well, they are more powerful than charms. Or to show that they are actually doing their work. I'm coming back to that. Bidian or more. Thank you very much for your super sticker there. Adiola Shotimeyi. Thank you very much for your super chat and super sticker as well, my dear sister. We are Yoruba first. Before you call yourself Christian and Muslim, think Yoruba first. Think people. I'm coming to that. But God bless you. You took that out of my mouth. That's why people said, I can be classified as a teacher. I can be repetitive just to make sure that my point hits home. Same thing with Babati. Babati, late 80s and early 90s was when the fresh and new Pentecostal Christians turned everybody's mama and grandma into a witch. Why are you guys taking this out of my mouth? I'm coming to that. They undermined us. They told us that our abandoned aged parents are actually behind our own problems. They took our mind away from the failure the failure of the criminals who claim to be representing you and me, writing budget for you and me, making laws for you and me, executing contracts in your name and my name, borrowing money in your name and my name, stealing everything and telling us that we should be thankful. Then when you turn around, you can't run into a church anymore for refuge. Imagine you now running into a church for a refuge as Oduduwan campaigner because police are pursuing you and only for the church to grab you, chain you, tie your hands and legs and give you back to the people who wants to kill you. That is exactly what happened at Dunamis church in Abuja today. Young people walked into a church, house of God, where they had a man of God who probably is a father too. He has his own children. And they said people should come out. If you are a new member and you have collected your donuts, and if you have collected your donuts and your free drink in the bag they handed to you when you walked in, please come to the altar. And these young men and women, these young people walked to the altar, and you know what happened? The pastor there called his own security, right? And they beat them up like they were criminals in Abuja today, Dunamis Church. Now, after that, they tied them together and they handed them over to DSS. Young people. Nigeria will make you hate Nigeria, but you can live in denial of it. It is normal. It's like you telling yourself that it is not that bad. It is not that bad. Meanwhile, you know that it is worse. So when I was growing up, that wasn't what church is all about. I attended Cherubim and Seraphim. I attended the Celestial Church of Christ. I attended so many showrooms. Well, we were going there to go and pray against devil, against evil. Somebody wants to steal our destiny. Somebody wants to use our destiny for something, or somebody wants to nail our destiny to the tree. Also, yeah, this village witches who have traded all the young people's destiny away. So I attended so many prayers. But you know why I was so comfortable with that? Was because I was raised. I'm not talking about you. I was raised to believe that there is actually God and it is one. But there are many ways you can get to that God if you have that faith. You can pray through many means. That was how I was raised. So I will go to the Egungun festival. I will go to the Oro festival. I will go to when the Olorishas in Odogbolu are doing their Odun Orisha. I will be there. So, there's something. Because my granddad who raised me was a Muslim. So I grew a phobia for pigs. You can't eat pork if you're a Muslim. Do you get that now? So that's something that is so kind of personal and religious, honestly speaking. So, but I will eat everything else. As a child, as a kid, growing up among old people, I grew up among old people. I'm talking about people who were in their 80s, 90s, when I was just about a 7-8 years old boy. And when it is time for Lailatul Qadri, I will be there because I studied the Quran. My granddad, but I didn't finish. So don't see that as any achievement of a thing. But what I'm trying to say is that I was raised as a young boy who would never grow up to be a man that would discriminate by any means. So I wasn't raised that way, and I know that I'm not alone. Many people were raised that way too. Are you Afa today or you are pastor or what? Say, which one now? Which level now? Say, Alhaji Pastor Oluwo. We respect ourselves. Nobody was threatened of hellfire. Nobody was made, but you knew then that at the same time, morally, we were raised to believe that if you do anything wrong, you are going to pay for it. So they turned our aged mothers, they turned them to witches. And in your head, that woman that actually needs medical attention, a total care because she's aged, hallucinating, suffering from so many other things that they can't tell you, but because they have turned our mind that should be for critical thinking, they turned our mind into superstitious thinking, whereby it is easier to now look away from those who are stealing your money, those who failed your economy and ruined your country, made you jobless, turned you to prayer warriors. Then you can say, it must be that woman. The woman that can barely feed herself because she is poor. Many of them suffering from mental health issue because of how they have been ostracized by the society that call them witches. We have our witches in Yoruba land, but we call them Ajeolomo. Ajeolomo. Those are the mothers. Every mother is Ajeolomo. Every mother in Yoruba land is a witch, but they are motherly witches. If you want to see the witchcrafts in Yoruba woman, touch a child. But that same child is now brainwashed to believe that his mother, our mother, is holding on to her destiny, why she can't get married, why she can't get a job, why he never really gets any success in life, forgetting the fact that being born into Nigeria, life has already robbed you. Well, as they say, life is already leading you by 4-0. It used to be 2-0. So then you have to struggle through life to at least equalize. Now, if you try and equalize 4-4, ask people who equalized life challenges because they were born Nigerians, right? And they managed to just score a late trick, and they just lead life. And they say, well, I've made it. That is why only few can say that, because the system is rigged against you. And if you are poor, it's even worse. I was poor too. It's rigged against you. To get a job, you have to know somebody who knows somebody. It doesn't matter if you have the real qualification for it. Do you get that now? So the system is rigged against you. You have to struggle through it. It's like a bucket of a crab. Yeah. When you have a bucket filled with crabs, right? You know they can't fly. You know they can't jump, but they will try and climb one another, and possibly you will get to see 2, 3, or 4 outside the bucket. That is exactly what Nigeria has become. It has always been anyway. So what do people do? Poor people climb on each other to just get out of the poverty ladder, and they jump out. And they don't even go back and peep in and say, how many of you remain there? So they dismantled our thinking faculty deliberately. Make you think somebody is indeed after your destiny. Somebody is indeed after your glory. Somebody is making you face the hell you are facing right now, and not the country where the criminals continue to tell you about what God told them, that God never told them any goddamn thing. Let's come back to this again. When you see young men who don't have jobs, you don't tell them to go and get married. So if you have younger men who are walking about and they are not married, simply because you think they have jobs, but they will tell you that if I should add somebody's daughter to this bill, Especially, I mean, except if I actually want to frustrate the life of somebody's daughter. But meanwhile, they are asking you to go to Shiloh. They are asking you to go to all these places to go and pray for husband. In 2022, your husband must find you. Oh, my greatest this and that. Then you ended up in the hand of those who are going to dupe you. They will dupe you materially. They will dupe you bodily. They will dupe you mentally. They will drain you of everything that is yours. Yet, because you position yourself for it, you allowed yourself to believe that lie without paying attention to the real thing. What is going on? They brought terrorism. And since they brought terrorism, they have brought economic ruin. But we are talking about the terrorism now. Everything about development, accountability, they are no longer relevant anymore. Do you want to stay alive? Is the conversation we are having today. But yet, they are gaslighting those who are giving us that ray of hope of staying alive. So, meanwhile, let me take this. Peter Man, thank you. I'll read your super chat too. Maiyegun, my sisters know they talk to our mother again, because some pastors said she was a witch. Mama will send you both to medical school. Now witch, chai, no joke. And there are many of you watching me right now, telling yourself that, Maiyegun, I agree with you, but Maiyegun, there are witches, there are this and that. Don't think I disagree with that, all right? I would say, being raised the way I was raised, yeah, I'm going to agree with you that yes, there are witches. And you see those witches, the majority of them, they are our mothers, and they will kill anybody to keep us safe, to keep us alive. Okay? So if you are not that lucky and you think your mom is so kind of too rigid for your kind, and it's easier for you to consider her as a witch, right? I will say this to you. That same mother doesn't feel like that towards you. Nigeria made you feel that way, and they've made many of us feel that way for so long that you have ignored the failure of the criminals who were supposed to live up to their own expectation, which is, live up to what? Live up to their promises of keeping you safe, keeping you prosperous, and then keeping your growth and keeping you developed. These are the people who choose to underdevelop you. And today, it's easier for some pastorpreneurs, fake pastors here and there, telling you what God didn't tell them. I keep saying this. They made us look evil, and it is called self-hate. Wearing your cowrie does not make you an evil person. If you commit a crime wearing a charm, you can be arrested for it, and you should be prosecuted for that your crime, not because you are wearing a charm, or not because you are carrying a Bible, or you are wearing a talismanic, or whatever it is. It doesn't matter. We are Yoruba people. We are Yoruba people. We have culture. Some people said, maybe if we have been allowed to use our culture most of the time in choosing our own representatives, in giving them the power they owed, maybe it won't be this worse for us. In China, they don't have any religion, but there is one religion there. If you are found guilty of, stealing in China as a public official, you will be executed. They followed that religiously. Maybe if we had used our own traditional means as Yoruba people to explain the road to power to everyone that goes on to take power, maybe our situation won't be this worse. But we sworn them with Bible. We sworn them in with the Quran. They place their hand on the Bible. They place their hands on the Quran. And these faithless animals, they lie, even when they profess this religion as a religion of, sincerity. So they mock your religion, even the one you choose to believe. They mock you, and they also want you to join them in condemning what is yours, which is unacceptable. Let's go to where it all started from. This madman, Efunaya, or whatever it's called. Where is that again? The madman came out and he said, it displayed our own people who have done nothing. They were in Sunday Igboho's house. They did nothing, right? And they were paraded as criminals, and they are not. And I know that there are legal team already put in motion who are currently pursuing this. And I'm personally, grateful to all of you who are working behind the scene. You see, get them out as soon as possible. Everyone who were picked up in Lagos yesterday as well, they also displayed them today. That is a mockery of the Yoruba people. You as a Yoruba man or a Yoruba woman, you should be angry right now. You should be raging right now with what they did to us in these last few days. We committed no crime, remember that. They killed 2 people for doing nothing, for committing no crime. Then they displayed our brothers and sisters like criminals when they ferry billions into the hands of terrorists, where they ferry weapons into the hands of terrorists in the north, where they know, and they are telling us that as long as you are Fulani in Nigeria, you will remain untouchable. But everyone else, we will show you pepper, speak to you in the language you understand. There is more. They did this to us. You should be really, really angry now.
In the early hours, about 10:34 hours to be precise, today, 1st July 2021, a joint team of security operatives raided the residence of Sunday Adeyemo, also known as Sunday Igboho, at Shoka, Ibadan, Oyo State. This was based on intelligence that he has stockpiled arms in the place. On approach to the residence, the team came under heavy gun attack by 9 men suspected to be Igboho's guards. 6 of them were armed with AK-47 gun and 3 others with pump-action rifles. In the course of the exchange, 2 of Igboho's armed men were gunned down, while the rest were subdued and arrested. Only 1 operative, who was shot by the assailants on his right hand, sustained injury. He has, however, received medical attention and is very stable. Afterwards, the team procedurally searched the house of Igboho and subsequently recovered the following items amongst others: 7 AK-47 assault rifles, as you can see on display, 3 pump-action rifles, they are also there, 30 fully charged AK-47 magazines, 5,000 rounds of 7.62 mm ammunition, 5 cutlasses, 1 jackknife, 1 penknife, 2 pistol holsters, 1 binoculars, a wallet containing $5 in $1 denomination, local and international driver's licenses in his name, ATM cards, a German residence permit number Y02N6K1NY bearing his name, 2 whistles, 50 cartridges, 18 walkie-talkies, 3 voodoo charm jackets or traditional body armor, 2 laptops, 1 Toshiba, and 1 compact, and his international passport and those of many others as displayed there. Further exploitation and forensic analysis of these items and others are ongoing. You may wish to note that aside the items recovered from the building, about 13 suspects. About 13 suspects, including 12 males and 1 female, were arrested and brought to Abuja. While 1 suspect is being profiled, the 12 paraded here are, please, can we see the suspects, please? These 12 suspects paraded before you and Nigerians and indeed the world are Abdulatif Ofeyagbe, Amoda Babatunde, alias Lady K, the only female amongst them, Tajuddin Erinoye, Diakola Ademola, Abidin Shitu, Jamiu Noah, Ayobami Donald, Adelabe Usman, Oluwafellumi Kunle, Raji Kazim, Taiwo Obeyemi, and the Bamidele Sunday. A gentleman of the press, the highlights of this brief, the highlights of these briefs are to inform Nigerians and the world that Sunday Igboho and his group, in the guise of campaign for self-determination, have become well-armed and determined to undermine public order. This, the arrests and seizures, are no doubt a confirmation of a grand plan by Igboho and his cohorts to wage a violent insurrection against the Nigerian state. Another is to alert foreign missions and licensing authorities within and outside Nigeria about this development and the possibility that Igboho could declare some of his personal permits and identity cards missing in order to seek their replacement. It is also to appraise stakeholders that the 5 AK-47 rifles, assault rifles recovered from the building are suspected to be those collected by Igboho's men from Nigerian customs and immigration personnel at Idiroko in Ogun State, I think last month or thereabouts. The gun duel, which lasted for an hour, offered Igbo the chance to escape. Sunday Adeyemo, alias Sunday Igboho, is now on the run. Igboho may run as far as he can. He may hide as long as he wants. He might have attacked security operatives as his strength carried him, but this will be the end of his shenanigans. Soon, he will not have a hiding place. His strength will sure fail him, and the law will catch up with him. The law may be slow, but indeed it will be steady. Consequently, Adeyemo or Igboho is advised to turn himself into the nearest security agency. Those cheering and eulogizing him may appeal to or advise him to do the needful. He should surrender himself to the appropriate authorities. He, or anyone for that matter, can never be above the law. Meanwhile, those arrested will be charged accordingly.
And what are they going to charge them for? Sunday Igboho has guns. He never denied that. But you see those AK-47 they are talking about? If Naya will have to explain that to the court. Right? So, Sunday Igboho is fighting for the for the Yoruba people who are under attack from the Fulani terrorists who are invading our villages. And they are getting away with it. What does the Nigerian government want us to fight with, or Igboho to walk into the forest with, whenever it goes after the Fulani terrorists? And did you see what he changed it to? That they want to use AK-47. Who will use 5 AK-47 to wage war against Nigeria? Ridiculous, right? Well, not to them. Now, they criminalized them and they arrested Igboho's cats. Among the suspects they displayed, they did not display the cat. Some people said when the cat was caught and they decided that, okay, they were waiting for the cat to change to Sunday Igboho. When the cat didn't change to Sunday Igboho, they took the cat picture. That's a joke, by the way, on a lighter mode anyway. They did not display the cat because they thought Sunday Igboho turned to a cat when they busted his house. When Efunaya was giving us the names of the suspects, they did not parade the cat. That's another faulty stuff there, right? The intention was to assassinate Sunday Igboho. When that didn't succeed, and some people even said DSS has nothing to do with that attack. It was an assassination attempt organized by Nigeria to eliminate Sunday Igboho and any living thing they found in his house. It was when they failed that DSS decided to do that display. None of what they put on that table there, except for the pump action that Sunday Igboho said, yeah, that's my gun. None of those ammunition you found there. Think about this. So inside Sunday Igboho's house, they have 5 AK-47, 1 pump action, men, and they also have over 5,000 rounds of ammunition. And these people were able to walk in and kill people, and none of them fell throughout the fight. Ask yourself that, and whatever answer you give to yourself will probably be the answer. Meanwhile, as they are trying to criminalize you wearing charm or talking about the Dua Republic, they did the same thing in Lagos yesterday. They publicly, Nigerian police, useless people, they did this to Yoruba sons just to prove to us that, yeah, we are criminals forever appearing as traditionalists. And that is unacceptable. It should never be acceptable anywhere.
Drop your phone here. No, you for do am here now. And I for go there next time now. Where is my phone? Hey! I'm good! Yes, sir. No. I'm good.
And they were laughing. Guess what? Those who were doing this to them yesterday, 90% of them, they are Yorubas. They were speaking Yoruba. According to them, their charms failed them. Let's disgrace them. Oh, look at them. Oh, the Dua Republic. Look at them. Is this how you are going to do the Dua Republic? You are going to be wearing charm. You are going to be doing this. You are not wearing charm now, are you? But are you safe in the contraption that you don't wear charm? They are Yorubas. And that's why I said, you may blame Oyinbos for all you care. But have you actually thought, have you actually thought about your own self-hate? When you look at somebody that looks like you, and you're like, all these fetish people, all this and that, to make yourself feel better. Well, that's up to you. I felt better when I saw this yesterday, because mothers, the real witches that will never let you touch their children without consequences. When I saw this, I felt better and I felt proud as a Yoruba man, a Yoruba son. You should.
Kini yẹn ti kó àgbà. Kó àgbà. Ó ti kúrò. Ohun tá à ń rí sí ni pé àwọn ẹlẹ́sìn àbáláyé wọ́n ti dé sí gbọ̀ngàn náà. Wọ́n ń gbìyànjú láti fẹ́ bá ẹni tí ó jẹ́ ọ̀gá àwọn ọlọ́pàá tó wà níbẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀.
Ẹ jẹ́ ká tó wá kó kájú.
Lóòótọ́ àwọn ọlọ́pàá ti lé àwọn ọkọ̀ lọ níwájú, ṣùgbọ́n àwọn oníṣẹ̀ṣe àwọn lọ́túndé báyìí wọ́n bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí máa léwájú. A rí pé protest náà ó ti wá gbọ̀nà míì yọ báyìí. Àwọn ìyá wa wọ́n ti jáde. Àwọn ìyá oníṣẹ̀ṣe ti jáde báyìí. A ti wá rí pé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn ọ̀dọ́, ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn ènìyàn náà ti wá jáde wọ́n ti jáde síta. Àwọn màmá ti jáde báyìí. Yoruba Nation Rally la gbọ́ tí wọ́n pariwo. Bó tilẹ̀ yẹ pé àwọn ọlọ́pàá ti gbìyànjú láti lé àwọn tó kọ́kọ́ ń ṣe ìwọ́de tẹ́lẹ̀ tí wọ́n ti lé wọn lọ. A rí pé àwọn ẹni yìí tí a mọ̀ sí oníṣẹ̀ṣe ní àṣà àti ilẹ̀ Yorùbá wọ́n ti jáde láti bẹ̀rẹ̀ títí wọn báyìí. Eléyìí ló tún wá jẹ́ kí àwọn èèyàn kó tún pọ̀. Òun náà lẹ́yìn náà rí bẹ́ẹ̀. Òun náà lẹ́yìn rí báyìí, àwọn èèyàn tún jáde padà. Àti àwọn tó wà nílé wọn ni àti àwọn tó wà lójú títì ní gbogbo wọn ti jáde. Wọ́n ti tún bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ṣe ìwọ́de padà. Wọ́n ti gbé àwọn bọ́ọ̀sì kan. Òun lè ń gbọ́ yẹn. Àwọn òrìṣà ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ti jáde. A rí pé àwọn ọlọ́pàá àti àwọn sójà wọ́n kàn ń wòran ní báyìí ní ìgbà tí àwọn ẹni tá à ń wí dé. Ọkùnrin yìí ó fẹ́ lọ bá wọn sọ̀rọ̀.
God will bless Alagba George Akinola, architect George Akinola. That's the man that dons a white regalia there. He is a big influence in this Oduduwa Nation, Yoruba Nation awareness rallies everywhere. He is a very, very big influence. And you saw him there, you see? So those who didn't understand what the commentator was saying, he said, the police were chasing, the videos of police chasing people and all of that you saw yesterday, right? Those were before the arrival of these people. Those are our own witches. And wherever they go, it's about peace, calm. They will do what they want to do. They will leave. Then whatever you want to do after that, you can be doing it. They will never let you touch any of their children. They have been everywhere since this whole rally started. And it has been peaceful. No fight, no nothing. Until they got to Lagos, where they killed a young girl. So the moment they arrived, and they put, I want Yawa today. No going back. No going back. Think about that. That's the spirit. Those are our own witches. You see those ones they said that after your destiny, using your destiny to play kalu. Those ones are the makeup faboos by your fake pastors that are actually in bed with those criminals in government. They see vision about them. They tell you that God told them this will happen and all of that. It is all rubbish to keep you in the perpetuity of ignorance. Okay? But those are the real witches. The witches that will never let, they say the agbalagba tí ó kì í wà lọ́jà. You know, agbalagba ò ní wà lọ́jà kí orí ọmọ tuntun kó wọ́. Kó tó ṣe bí òwe o, ẹ̀yin àgbàlagbà. Our mothers are witches. They are witches who care for their children. What Nigeria did to many of us can never be forgiven. Ever. Ever. And never. Look at Jumoke's mom. May our soul rest in peace. And for your information, there are people already working to help the family. Among them, I have actually seen somebody who is asking to locate the family that they want to give scholarship to any of the siblings of Jumoke from the current education level they have up to university level. Somebody has offered that, and many, many others have located them to help them. All right? That is what Nigeria does to you. People who shouldn't die are being killed by trigger-happy criminal policemen in Nigeria who are working to defend the terrorist government that enjoys killing our own citizens. Do you want to see what it was? I think it's this. Let me see. Oh, I'm coming back to that. There's something I want to share with you, and I hope it's this.
No,
it's not. Don't worry. I actually wish I would share it because it's actually the body of Jumoke where it was lifeless in Ojota yesterday. So I'm glad I didn't get it up anyway because I plan to share it, but at this point, I don't think I feel like sharing it with you anymore. Okay? But that happened. However, there's also something when on Sunday, something that happened that you should know. Why we are all trying to condemn Sunday Igboho, as those of you who are trying to condemn him. This happened.
Ẹ káàsán gbogbo ọmọ Nàìjíríà. Ìlú olókè méjì la wà yìí. Olókè méjì forest reserve lábẹ́ ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ Ọ̀dẹ́dá. Níbi tí àwọn Fúlàní tí wọ́n ti ya wọlé ní ọjọ́ Sunday tí wọ́n sì pa èèyàn kan ṣoṣo. Tí wọ́n sì tún dúnkokò pé àwọn padà bọ̀. Ní báyìí kò sí ẹnì kankan ní ìlú olókè méjì mọ́ o. Òun lẹ̀ ń wò bí a ṣe ń yá yìí o. Ilé lẹ̀ ń wò yẹn. Kò sí èèyàn kankan ní inú ìlú mọ́. Fúlàní ti lé gbogbo àwọn ọmọ onílùú kúrò ní ìlú. Ẹni tó sá lọ sí Èrúwà, ẹni sá lọ sí Tèmídire, Abẹ́òkúta àti ibi tí gbogbo wọn ní ẹbí sí. Ìlú ni ẹ̀ ń wò tó ṣòfìfo yìí o. Àwọn Fúlàní ni wọ́n ń dára yìí o. Olókè méjì tá a bá gba ọ̀nà Orílẹ̀-Olúgùn wọlé, ó wà ní ẹ̀yìn Olówó. Tá a bá gba ọ̀nà Èrúwà wọlé, ó wà ní ìkọjá Ìdí Ọ̀pẹ. Òun lẹ̀ ń wò yìí o. Kò sí ẹnì kankan ní inú ìlú mọ́. Iṣẹ́ ọwọ́ àwọn Fúlàní lẹ rí yẹn o. Gbogbo ọmọ Nàìjíríà ẹ bá wa share ẹ̀ kí gbogbo ayé rí o.
Sorry if you don't understand Yoruba. That video you just watched is from a village, a community called Olokemeji. Now, that community, right, was invaded by Fulani terrorists and they killed one person. Now, they told them that they are coming back, that when they come back, they will kill more. And the entire community vacated. Entire community. Women, children, they vacated their livelihood. They abandoned their land. They abandoned their homes, their farms, everything. To go and find solace in different parts of the state. This is Odeda local government area of Ogun State. Obasanjo is from Ogun State. Fake Pastor Ruga is from Ogun State. Ikene to be precise. That's why we call him Ikene Shatabandu. Ibikunle Amoshi. Arungun Oke Mosan. Akotileta of Abeokuta. Ibikunle Omo Amoshi is the next right-hand man to Bukuari. He is from Abeokuta, Egba. There are many other pretenders from Ogun State who have pretended that this is not happening. You see, when they send our people to refugee camps in Benin Republic, in Pobe, in January 2021, to this day, Ogun State government has not acknowledged that. Not to talk of sending people to go and care for them. Over 10,000 people from about 5 to 6 communities, they vacated everywhere and they ran away to Benin Republic with their children. They are living under shelter. You don't want to see it, and I'm going to bring the video back in my broadcast tomorrow because I think we should be reminding all of you the consequences of what is going on, that they are hiding from you while they are asking you to continue to self-hate yourselves and ask that Igboho must be sacrificed to the gods of your greedy, lunatic, criminal leaders. Our people are living in refugee camps in Pobe, in Benin Republic. Ogun State government, from January to July, they have not even acknowledged it. So if you go to Ogun State and you talk to them, that they feel indifference because they don't know that their brothers and sisters too have become refugees in another country. They won't talk about it because you shouldn't know about it. If you do, you are going to ask questions. And if you ask questions, you're going to ask for responsibility. You're going to ask them to be responsible. Asking them to be responsible will mean that they will have to identify and acknowledge that indeed the Fulani has wreaked havoc in Yoruba land. But they are hiding it from you and me. They can't hide this for too long. You should know that, right? I think you should, by any means. And let me just take a drink break. I'll be back. For Igboho.
Sunday bó bá jẹ́ tiẹ̀ làwọn ẹni nìyẹn ń bá kiri. Òfò lọ́ máa mú bọ̀ lọ́la láwùrà. Àyàfi tó bá gbèrò láburú sí wọn. Ọmọdé yẹn mọ tó bá jẹ́ tiẹ̀ làwọn Fúlàní ń bá kiri. Òfò lọ́ máa mú bọ̀ lọ́la láwùrà. Tó bá gbèrò láburú sí wọn. Ọmọdé yẹn mọ sẹ́lẹ̀ mi ó.
That's true. Thank you very much for joining me tonight, okay? I have been asked that how can we be of support to Oloye Sunday Igboho in this time? Let me tell you something, okay? There are many, many platforms, right, supporting Oloye Sunday Igboho, and duplicating them won't be ideal. Some are asking, oh, let's have his account. No, you don't have to make it that much so simplified like that, right? What we have done is that Koiki has been very, very up and doing in this regard. Koiki will still continue to do that. You see, if Koiki come out, Koiki is the official spokesperson for Oloye Sunday Igboho. Okay, for every support that everyone has been given, people have been given this support anyway. For every support you have been given, and you know what I mean, I will advise go through Koiki. It will really get to him and get to everyone. But I'm more interested in putting resources together to put a legal team that I have actually read from today. Oloye Sunday Igboho is not wanted by anybody. The Fulani jihadists that are promoting ethno-religious fanaticism in Nigeria, supremacy in Nigeria, they will not sacrifice Sunday Igboho. You will not let them sacrifice Sunday Igboho. We will not let them sacrifice any of our brothers for this, okay? They have done nothing wrong. So I implore you, every one of you, those of you who can actually render services pro bono, this is the time for the Yorubas to put all the best head together. All this bickering, acrimony, and all this division, rivalry, competitions, and all of that should stop and cease from now. We have to get everybody out. Every one of them. No single one should be left out. And I mean it. I mean it this time around. I'm talking about pull our resources together. As you are putting all this money together, right? Put that money through that legal means and push for every legal button that you can press. We want them out this week. I know Nigeria will play smart, but again, we will turn on the heat as usual. Now, let's identify those who are keeping mute. The last time I read the news, they said the Yoruba governors met and they were meeting because of the attack on Sunday Igboho. Many people have been coming out to condemn it. We want more. So turn on the heat. Get every person under the custody of this criminal government out this week. Then the next phase, as people have been saying, next phase. The next phase is that the battle line for what is still to come has been drawn. You won't attack Sunday Igboho just like that, all right? And then I think that's the end of it. The Yoruba agitation is not after Nigerian government. We are not fighting war, okay? Yorubas will buy guns. to defend ourselves against the Fulani terrorists who have now occupied our forest, backed by the Nigerian terrorist government. Okay, so Yorubas will supply guns, who will supply and will do that, who will raise money as we have been doing to ensure that the security of the Yoruba people from every village, as much as we have the volunteers who are ready to indeed stand up, which we have, by the way. So we'll continue to, channel money through the through the main channel. And for those who are looking for the financiers of Yoruba Nation in Nigeria, tell them they might be dumb than what they think. All right, because the source of funding the Yoruba Nation is not a source that can be arrested. They have no idea. And finally, just before I go, I told you I had good news. You see those lobbyist company, or let me say the lobbyist group that you have been reading about that were hired by IPOB, Directorate of State, led by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If you are an Igbo man, a Biafran, your Biafra campaign is about to take a new turn. A turn that is so different from what you have ever seen or witnessed. A lot of things will look similar. A lot of things will look same. But you can be rest assured there's something bigger than what you have ever seen before. People told you that you had no strategy. People continue to say that you had no plan. Even those who are, you call the fools, who think they can mock you. Even you yourself, you have been thinking, do we have strategy at all? When is Biafra going to come? I don't know. But you can be very, very confident and proud that you actually had a Mazi called Kanu. I don't know those who are working with him. Somebody asked me, Maiyegun, this is somebody that is actually in the know. When I say in the know, I have a chance, so I have this privilege because of this temple of truth of mine and my friends that people talk to me. I'm talking about people. Okay. So I was speaking to this person, and which I won't really review much on. And this person was telling me that Maiyegun, Nigeria fell for another trap from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And that trap is about to change everything. And I said, give me pointers. He said, the breaking news that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was arrested in Kenya, intercepted and kidnapped. He spent 8 days with the Kenya police. Then they handed him over to Nigerian police. The report was that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was in transit somewhere, because when you intercept somebody, it means that they don't have any intention of coming or stopping in that country. They are just transiting. So why would you arrest such person? What happened? Does Mazi Nnamdi Kanu travel alone? That's the question the person asked. Maiyegun, do you think Mazi Nnamdi Kanu travels alone? I said, I wouldn't expect him to travel alone. 1 or 2 people will likely be traveling with him. He said, okay, but he was alone in Kenya. I was like, yeah, that's odd. And he said, then he appeared in Nigeria. I said, yeah. He said, Maiyegun, you will understand better very soon. Okay, and that's where I'm going to stop tonight. So you can dot the line, cross the T's, and tell me what you think. But that got me thinking, should Mazi Nnamdi Kanu be traveling alone? If you are going to transit through anywhere in your own travel itinerary, right? You will know that I'm stopping at Amsterdam. I'm going to Canada. I'm stopping at, you know what I mean? You will know. We are stopping 4 hours wait in Dubai before we go to Australia. Or you know what I mean? You will know. Did he know he was going to stop in Kenya? What happened to his traveling partners? how come that for 8 days, his own friends, people who actually should know, if they don't hear from him for a day and raise alarm, how come they didn't raise alarm? Some people said it's a setup. Some people said it's a trap for Nigeria, and Nigeria bought it. Hook, line, and sinker. They have him in their custody. That them open doors for anybody, any group, lobbyist, local and international, to say, we know where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is. You know, they can't walk into the Congress and say, Nigeria is persecuting the Biafrans and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they are like, they want to, kill him. The Congress in America will ask, where is that Kanu now? Do you know where he is? But now they can say they know where he is. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in the custody of the Nigerian authority. That is exactly where they want him to be. But you will find out more later. I won't say more than that. And thank you to every one of you who indeed joined me tonight. Remember, go and give me that thumb up on Maiyegun's Diary Politico before you go, okay? If you have the time, just leave the chat room. Give me that thumb up. If you haven't subscribed on Maiyegun's Diary Politico, do that, okay? I've got over 3,000 people right there on YouTube. I think if half of you should give that thumb up, that would be an impressive outing today. And for those friends of mine who gave me that thumb down, enjoy it, okay? You get my attention. I mean, you watched the video, didn't you? You were with me all this while, right? I hope I'll see you again tomorrow. If you have the time, join me. Thank you to all of you. I won't take calls tonight, but we'll take calls some other time. There will be this, meanwhile, there's another thing, okay? Among other planned arrangements, yeah? There will be continuous worldwide protests. Call it protest, call it rally of all the Biafrans. And this time around, remember in 2015, 2016, when this government first kidnapped Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you know what happened? It was the Biafrans who are everywhere. This time around, they wanted the Kanu killed. They wanted the Igboho killed. And they want all of us killed. You know what? We are all going to protest all over the world. So when you see the Biafrans, you're going to see the Oduduwans. When you see them in London, you will see us beside them. When you see us in Scotland, you will see them beside us. When you see us in Canada, in America, everywhere, all over the world. Now, all of you should begin. If you don't have it, if you don't have your own sneakers, right? The normal sneakers and, very bouncy ones, comfy ones, go and get yourself sneakers. We have entered the season of endless international protests. As for those of you who are working behind the scene, raising different petitions, contacting different organizations all over the world, and making sure that you are putting names of those criminals who have committed all of these, you're putting their names behind, at the top of those petitions, okay? Continue to do that, all right? Do it. We will mount the pressure. The hour has come. Thank you very much for joining me tonight. I'll see you some other time. Until then, stay safe and good night.
Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní
Facebook
Maiyegun ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjì
Maiyegun ti dé.
lórí YouTube
Maiyegun ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjì
Maiyegun ti dé.
bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjì
Maiyegun ti dé.
jíjó ìgbádìyẹ
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjì
Maiyegun ti dé.
pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjì
Maiyegun ti dé.
tí kò ní iná kówó jẹ
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjì
Maiyegun ti dé.
ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjì
Maiyegun ti dé.
aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjì
Maiyegun ti dé.
òkúrọ̀ olóṣèlú
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjì
Maiyegun ti dé.
ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì
Maiyegun ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràgì
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o àyè.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
Ha! Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Maiyegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lé ibo níṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀gọ̀ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ fòyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o ákàmù. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o. ẹ̀yin bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.